Hello, gin lovers. Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, as always, James Wolverton, talking about gin and the wonderful classic cocktails, walking through different varieties of gin, figuring out which one's going to work best for the style of cocktail you want when you are out and about. Make a great educated choice. So we've covered the Negroni with the major brands pretty thoroughly. I'm sure there's one or two I missed, but on the whole, if you're out and about, you will find at least one, if not several, of the gins that I have talked about. We're going to move on to probably the most well-known gin cocktail, the Martini. Martinis are honestly my judge on when I go out to a craft cocktail, and craft, a real mixologist knows how to make a true martini because it's hard. You would think it'd be easy. It's 3 ingredients: gin, vermouth, bitters, orange bitters. But how is the ratio? What gin do they use? I typically like a vermouth forward cocktail. How dry do you want it? I usually do a 2-to-1 ratio. It's not really the industry standard. Most places you go, you're going to get a 3-to-1 ratio, means 3 parts gin to 1 part dry vermouth. So we're moved on to dry vermouth. And then, once again, the accessories. I usually do either lemon or lime kind of twist, put it in there from some citrus. The director, she loves stuffed olives, to brining up. And also, do you want a dirty martini? How much, if you do the brine, how much brine? I see what I mean. It gets really complicated, and that's how I judge. If you can do a good martini, I know you can do all the funky, crazy cocktails later. But how is your martini? Because there's nowhere to hide. It's easy. I guarantee any place that gives me this martini, I would order a beer or a glass of wine, or a neat pour. This is Seagrams. Once again, we're going to go in the order we did the Negronis. We're going to start at the basics. You'll find this at every bar that's not a craft cocktail or specialty. It's just So I did a 3-to-1 ratio, 3 parts gin and 1 part dry vermouth. I am using Lillet Blanc. Once again, with the vermouths, there's so much variety in that. And a lemon twist. Going to be the same kind of concept because it is 2.5 ingredients, with the bitters being the accent. How do they play well together? And especially as a gin-dominated recipe as I'm using versus my typical 2-to-1 because I like vermouth, how well does it play? Is this gin's going to really matter in this? Okay, we won't. So, how does the gin work? How is it balanced? Rating from 1 to 5. Would you order it? I'm not going to have any preconceived notions because I've been wrong once already in this, so we'll see. But I feel comfortable. Seagrams is not going to make a good martini. Mainly I just smell lemon, which is fine. I just did do the lemon twist very briefly. So we'll see what we think. It's not as bad as it's just bland. It's just meh. I mean, to quote my Metalocalypse fans and the Def Clock fans out there, you know what I'm talking about. It just lacks ass. I mean, yeah, that's nothing. That's hints of vermouth, hints of maybe gin. It's just, it lacks ass. It's just, oh yeah, limp noodle, just, yeah, just all sorts of funny faces. It's what I thought it would be. Once again, if you see someone and I want a martini and they break this out, don't. I want a mistake I once made, and I won't name the establishment here in town, but we went with a couple of guy friends they ordered beers, and I was wearing my Castle and Key stuff, so I wanted to represent. I said I wanted a Negroni. Once again, easiest cocktail in the world, 3 equal part ingredients. And I had to walk the bartender through it, and needless to say, it was not the best Negroni. So if you order a martini and they break this out, or this is what they recommend, just learn from my mistake. Should have gone with a beer. I would have had a better time. So balanced? No, this is not balanced. This is nothing. This is it is the gin. And once again, being that recipe, these ratios, there's nowhere for this gin to hide its blandness, and it's bland. 2, 1 to 5, 2.5 being average, and this is definitely below average. It could be 175. Yeah, 175. It's bad. Is it a drain pour? Yep, it's going to go right down the drain when we're done. Even the birds don't like it, if you heard that. Oh, yeah, there's a blue jay. He's sitting right out on our deck, looking at the bird feeder. They're fun. They're more fun than this. So, in conclusion, Seagrams, no, God, no. We knew that when we started. This is just because I had a Negroni this way. And I kind of want to repeat because it'd be kind of fun. Seagrams, no. Not good enough gin to stand up in this kind of cocktail. I will see you guys in a couple of weeks. We will get to good tasting gins, and I'm sure we have nowhere to go but up. Not balanced, 1.75, going to go down the drain here in a few minutes. If you like me making fine faces, I feel comfortable I won't make faces after this. But if you like learning about how gin fits in different cocktails, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'll see you in a couple weeks, and we're gonna work our way back up quickly. Take care, and I'll see you soon.